Bonitas! We're gonna be doing a full face of new makeup. Well, new beauty products, so we have some fragrance in here, but new beauty products on the market, and I'm so excited because we're gonna transform esta carita into a little bit more of a glammed up moment. So if you wanna continue watching and see how a lot of these new products work, and I have a mixture of things. We have high-end, affordable, a little bit of it all in this little tray, and we're going to be putting this all to the test. So if you want to continue watching, then please go ahead and do so. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna be starting off with my skincare and just like skin prep, but you guys know that that always begins with lip products. So I'm gonna be using this right here, this lip stain, which has been truthfully my go-to product. This is by e.l.f. and I'm gonna be hitting this all over los labios. I've been obsessed with this lip stain. It is so nice. I feel like it's truly like my lip but better, and it is so pretty. It's extremely lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy on the lips. It just feels really nice. This one is in the shade Cherry Cola, and it is from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I've been using this a lot, but I'm like, let me use it because this is new. This is fairly new in the affordable market. Also, something else I've used before, but I'm gonna just use it real quick to gloss up the lips, is the Essence Peptide Lip Balm. This stuff, if you're looking for something that is like a peptide treatment, this is the one, and it's only like $4.99, so do not sleep on it. This one's clear, but obviously on top of the lip tint, it's gonna look rosy, but they also have tinted ones. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to skincare. So I do have some new skincare that I've been testing out over the course of the last month, and they're actually now at Ulta. So this is Dezi Skin by Dezi Perkins, and it is honestly so incredible to see a Latina in Sephora. Like a skincare brand that is Latina owned in Sephora, Mexican owned. Like, it's just, I love it. I love the Spanglish in here. It's so beautiful. So right now, I'm just going in with the Claro que Sí Vitamin C Serum, this one right here. And I am just going in and applying this all over the face. This is going to brighten the skin and help with any dark spots. I started using it, like I said, almost gonna be a month, but I've been keeping track a lot of, you know, some of the little dark spots on my face and kind of seeing how it does with that. But I will keep you guys posted for sure. So far, I've had no irritation with the Dezi Skin Claro que Sí Vitamin C Glow Serum. It's been really nice on my skin. I feel like sometimes, you know, with sensitive skin, with rosacea, you can see a little bit of, you know, some irritation, but I don't see any at all. It has powerful antioxidants that brighten the appearance of the skin for a youthful glow, helps fight hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and uneven skin tone, also helps reduce fine lines and wrinkles. Eso me gusta. I'm about to step into my 30s and I'm like, oh yeah, give me all the wrinkle-free products. It also is made with Dezi Youth Juice, an all-natural custom blend of plum fruit, dragon fruit, and acai berry, tamarind, mango, sour soup, guava, and avocado extracts, all sustainably sourced from Mexico. Ooh, we love that. So yeah, that's what we have here, and this is what the skin looks like. Then I'm gonna go in with this mixture right here. It has been like a favorite mixture of mine. I really find that this works really well to hydrate the skin. Going in with the Agua Fresca Thirst Quenching Gel Cream Moisturizer. Gel cream formulas are so great for people that do have oily skin because they easily absorb into the skin. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the face oil. This is the Pink Nectar Squalene Oil Serum Drops. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of that onto the moisturizer. Then we're gonna take the moisturizer and the oil drops, and we're gonna just start to moisturize. And it's very lightweight, but it gives such a good amount of hydration into the skin. It covers all the areas where there may be some dryness. Now, I understand that this little combination may not be for everybody, But if you're looking for really good hydration, this is amazing. Again, I know that this glow may not be for everybody, but I find it very, very important, even though I do have very oily skin, to still go in and really moisturize the skin so that everything that I put on top lays really nicely. Also, lately, what happens sometimes with the rosacea is that I'll have little dry patches on it. So that intense hydration really just kind of helps, you know, bring everything together. So I really like going in with a very, very hydrating product or products to moisturize the skin. You could also use the drops, which I've done before, with foundation. If you feel like it's too heavy, this can kind of shear it out a little bit and make it look more skin-like. So you can really customize your products, even also blush. I did it with blush too. You can customize your products to work really well with this oil. Or you could also use that oil at night, because you guys know at night it's really important as well to go in with some really intense hydration. So while you're sleeping, while your face isn't moving, it can just really receive all that hydration, so you wake up with a really nice, plump, and just very hydrated face. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do eyebrows, which I haven't done on camera in so long, but I do have a new eyebrow product. It is the Morphe Brow Pencil, which I don't even know if you guys can see because it's so thin. It's right here. And it comes with a little spoolie, and it also comes with a, you know, with the pencil side. And while we have that, we also have the brow gel, which it's here. It's very like micro and precise, which let me show you. Like, look how micro and precise that brow gel is. So you know what? We're gonna first start off with that. And we're just gonna brush the brows upwards. Now this doesn't feel crunchy, the brow gel by Morphe. It feels very lightweight, very natural and easy to brush through. These are so precise, so you want to be very careful, because if not, they're gonna break really easily. So just go in with a light hand, which can be hard for me because I honestly have a heavy hand. And the color that I'm using today is the shade Chocolate Mousse. I feel like this shade works very well. It's not too dark, but it's not too like brown. Very like healthy, natural brow look. And then I would say for the brow gel, it's also a very natural product. It's not going to like lock in your brows and feel like very stronghold gel. It's almost like a very like it keeps them in place, but not in like a, again, like I said, like a stronghold gel. It's not that, in my opinion. Now we're gonna move on to our eyes, and I'm gonna be using two different items that I have here, both new items. So I mentioned in my last video that I've been loving Morphe's palettes. I've been using the big palettes or the bigger palettes a lot lately, but they also have these smaller ones, and this one looks so pretty. So I'm like, I have to try this. This one is called Outer Spice. And then I also have this Danessa Myricks new eyeshadow stick. They sent over a few of them, so they're called the multi-use pigment sticks. It's supposed to be for the eyes, lips, and face. Refresh and water burst. You can mix and match them. I picked out the Duo 7 from the bunch that I had. I'm like, I'm gonna also save some for my makeup kit. Tell me that is not screaming fall. Look at that. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, that pigment. That is very, very stunning. Oh, which also is a shimmer, and this one looks stunning too. Oh my god, this is literally pumpkin spice vibes, right? I think what I'm gonna do is play around with a little bit of both of them. You know what? I really like this concept, but it would be really cool if they had like a shimmer side and then like a matte side. I think that would be super cool, because I feel like two shimmers is amazing, and I love them, but I just feel like for me, when I do my eyeshadow, I like to use shimmer and matte, so that would have been really nice. So to prep the eyes, I'm actually gonna be using the concealer that I'm gonna be using today for this face. I did a review on this as a foundation, and I'm gonna be very honest with you, Bonitas, not my favorite as a foundation. So this time I'm gonna try it as a concealer, but also somebody mentioned that they like to use this on their eyes as primer. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try that out, especially because this claims to be so long wearing. And I always like to use concealer as my eyeshadow primer. So I'm like, let me try that out. So that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. I'm going to be using that as my primer. And you know what? This actually is a really good concept because this product is so lightweight. Like this is a very, very buildable product. If you use it as foundation, like you need a lot of it. But I think using it as your eyeshadow base is nice because it's so easy to blend and it doesn't look like you have like a thick layer for your primer. So that may have been such a great idea. Okay, so we have that. And I need to figure out how I want to do this eye because I want to use both of these products. So I think I'm going to start off, since we don't have any mattes in the Danessa Myricks, I'm going to start off with some products from here. I'm going to start off with this shade right here, and I'm going to put that all over our crease to just kind of see how that looks. I know it's a very light shade, so I'm not expecting to see a lot of, you know, of difference on there, but it's just going to be kind of like a product to set. Now I do want to say these do have some fallout, so just keep that in mind. Then I'm going to go in with the next shade, which is this one right here, another matte shade. So now that we have those two shades for our matte, I'm going to go in with the Danessa Myricks shade. I want to go ahead and take the shade on this side right here. I'm going to put that all over. Let me just make sure that it's, oh, no, okay, it's the other one. This one, the one that I'm not going to use is Screaming Pumpkin Spice. Put it all over. Ooh, wow. That is so pretty. They're so pigmented, and honestly, they almost feel like they're wet. Like when you're applying them to the lid, they feel like they have like this little wet consistency. I'm gonna take my MAC 242 flat brush, which has been one of my holy grail brushes for years. It's a tried and true, and I'm going to just blend that out to see how it does once I blend it in. Wow, that is so pretty, and it's soft. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing intense or too dramatic. Like you can really customize these because they are such a nice texture that's easy to blend. They're not chunky, they don't feel thick or heavy. They just really diffuse out so beautifully in a very nice, easy way. So I would say these are also very beginner friendly. I find that sometimes too, for people that are just getting into makeup, using eyeshadow sticks is always such a good way to get into it because you can literally just put that stick all over, blend, 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 even just with your fingers. You don't have to use a brush and you are good to go. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take a little bit of that warm matte shade that we have right here, and I'm gonna put that on our outer edge, like so, to kind of just bring this look together, wrapping it up. And you know what, bonitas, today I'm not gonna do a wing. You guys know I always do a wing, but I think I'm gonna stay away from the wing. Oh, these are nice. These are so nice. Yeah, I would highly recommend these. You guys know that Danessa Myricks is at Sephora. Speaking of Sephora, there's gonna be so many launches at Sephora lately. Like we have the new Mary Phillips brand, which I think is incredible. I love when makeup artists come out with brands because they just have, they know what they're doing, okay? They know what they're doing, and Mary Phillips does some beautiful makeup. She's definitely known for more of that like effortless, natural type of vibe, and I love that so much. So I'm really excited to pick up some of the items and do a review on them. Also, Rhode is launching at Sephora, and it'll be nice to be able to just shop it in store instead of having to, you know, order it online and wait for your order. And then we have Dezi Skin in Sephora now, just a lot of products in Sephora. Another brand that I really want to try out that's new, not in Sephora, but just new at a store is Shakira's new hair care brand at Ulta. I saw that and I'm like, oh, that is so cool. Okay, these eyes, I'm obsessed. best. Ooh. Okay, so we've done the eyes and I'm very impressed with both products. If you're looking for something at the drugstore, definitely highly recommend Morphe's new palettes. Like I said, and I also mentioned in my current affordable favorites, Morphe has the bigger ones and they also have these little ones, and the little ones are so nice. You get a little bit of some mattes and shimmers, so that's always a plus. I love when a palette has diversity in it. It's not just one formula, because for me, and I think for a lot of us, it's better to have different formulas so you can create, mix and match different things. As for these Danessa Myricks sticks, these are gorgeous. Like, the formula is like no other. It is so beautiful, so easy to blend. It's not hard at all. The product is also very lightweight, so it doesn't feel heavy on the eyes. Because sometimes some shimmers can feel heavy. This does not feel that way. Okay, now we're gonna move on to mascara. So I actually have a new mascara right here. This one is by DIBS. They recently launched this. It has primer on one side and it has the actual mascara on the other side. I have used this a few times already because I really wanted to test it out and see what it's like. So this one isn't necessarily first impressions, but I wanna show you this routine. This is the primer, it's a brown. And I'm gonna coat all my lashes. It's a very lightweight consistency, but what I like about it is that the product holds the curl really well. So what I like to do is I like to just kind of let that primer dry, and then I'll do the other eye before I go in with the mascara. Something I did notice about this specific mascara and primer, well, I guess more so mascara, is that it takes a little bit to dry, so just keep that in mind so that you know, don't go in and recurl your lash if that's something you do too soon and then they just don't look good. For me, I always have to recurl my lash once the mascara is on, but I have to give it a few minutes to set and, you know, dry down. This one does take a little bit of time to dry down, but once it dries down, you go and recurl it and you're good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the mascara. This is the mascara side. The mascara is a black shade, and the bristles on this are a little bit more tight than on the primer side, but do you see how they're definitely giving the lash volume? They're giving the lash lift. I feel like for me right now, something that's super important is having a lash to give you volume, especially if you have sparseness in your lashes. I feel like because this mascara has been so nice and it creates a lot of length and volume, you can get away with doing a very simple eye look and bam, like, you know, the eyes and the lashes will speak for themselves. So that's always a plus. Okay, so we're gonna let the lashes dry down a little bit, then we'll recurl and do a little bit more mascara to kind of like set them in place. But do you see, like, it's a really nice mascara, especially for short, little sparse lashes, especially this eye, and straight lashes. So yeah, we have that. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is move on to foundation. So I've been using this foundation also. I did a in-depth review on YouTube. I have one for shorts coming up, but Benefit Cosmetics launched the Professional Foundation. This foundation comes in like 40 shades. It gives a soft matte finish. It's supposed to be great for smoothing and blurring. I picked this one up in the shade 22N Outstanding. Okay, so I reviewed this with a sponge and with a brush. Nonetheless, it does a beautiful job of being very customizable to like whatever you prefer. So this is kind of what we got going on here. The skin still looks very natural, skin-like. And this is one of the reasons why I like to really go in and hydrate my skin, is because I like that natural finish. Obviously then we can go with powders and do what we have to do, set or whatever it may be. But I like something to look like skin and not look cakey right off the bat. And I find that sometimes some foundations that are matte, especially like back in the day, they would just feel way too cakey or look too cakey. But I like when a foundation can just literally look skin-like. So that's something that I do appreciate about this product, is that it is a very skin-like product. It also covers nicely. The color's really good. The 22N. Again, they have, I'm pretty sure they have 40 shades. The only thing about this foundation, and I mentioned in my review, it's not the best foundation for oily skin. I've tried it, you know, with this skincare routine that I've been obsessed with. And I know some people were like, oh, like it was too glowy from the beginning. That's why it doesn't look that matte. I've also tried it with not that skincare and just with some matte products, some matte primers, and it still had me looking oily by the end of the day, like pretty oily. So again, it's one of those things where I just feel like for my oily skin, it's a foundation that gets more dewy than other foundations that I've tried. It's also a pricey foundation. It's $47. When I went to Ulta to pick it up, I was like, that is a lot. That is a lot. Like I could understand maybe like 35, 36, but $47? Especially if I'm gonna get very, very dewy by the end of the day, I'm like, no sé, no sé. Mind you, it's a pretty foundation, very lightweight, very customizable, but I just think if you have oily skin and you have a vision of what you want your foundation to look like at the end of the day, this is not gonna be the one. I feel like for me, the one that I really like for my oily skin and that stays nice and matte and really pretty for most of the days, Anastasia Beverly Hills, they nailed it with that one. But that one is more full coverage. So like I like to wear that when I know that I'm going out and I want the makeup to stay. I want the makeup to be matte. I want it to look like I'm wearing makeup. But this is like the perfect in-between foundation in terms of not looking too makeup-y, you know? So yeah, this is the foundation. Again, I would say this is best for like normal to combination skin. If you have very, very oily skin, you will get dewy with this. If you have dry skin, maybe you'll like it, but I think you could like it because it's not heavy. It's not a heavy foundation, it's very lightweight, so I don't think it's going to cling onto the texture. But I definitely do think it'll be best for the people with normal to combination skin. But this is what it looks like. Like, it looks nice. It looks nice, but it's not my absolute favorite for my oily skin, especially for that price point. That's a lot of money. So now we're gonna go in with our L'Oreal Infallible Skin Ink Foundation, which I'm still giving many, what's it called, chances to. I didn't like it as a foundation. It's just not my product, but I wanna try it as a concealer. Now, I will point out that this one, I got this to match my foundation, not so much my brightening under eye that I really like. So this is gonna more so match the foundation shade, which it's okay, but I really want to just kind of wear it as a concealer because I've been seeing so many people still talking about it. I've been seeing so many of the OG YouTubers do campaigns for it. And I mean, L'Oreal had the budget for it, so they went all in with that one. They had all the OGs, or most of the OGs, doing a campaign for it, and I'm like, go off. But for me, it just, I don't know, it wasn't it. And I really love L'Oreal. Like, I love the mist, the setting spray, also the True Match foundation, which I was recently reintroduced to because of Shelby Ann's viral foundation routine, or just viral makeup routine. And I love that foundation. It's so stunning. Way better in my opinion than this. But I think this could work as a concealer. And this contains the amount of product that a typical concealer contains. So I feel like I'm gonna be using less of it as concealer than with foundation. With this face, I have a big head. So with this face, I'm gonna be going through it so quickly. And also with the rosacea that I have, like, it's just not ideal for me. But I think this product, the Skin Ink, as a concealer, especially if you have creasing or you easily crease, I think this is really good because it's such a lightweight product. It doesn't feel like anything. And I think it will make sure that your under eyes just look really nice and not cakey. And then obviously you could also use it to spot conceal. So I would say this is more so a product that I would recommend if you're looking to use a little bit of it, not too much of it. Now, if you're looking to cover a lot, that's not the one for you. Wait, we have one more new product for the under eyes. We have here this new brightening powder by Fenty. I have this in the new shade Banana. And actually this is perfect because this will brighten up the under eyes that we just applied and make them look a little bit more like bam and not so equal to, you know, the foundation shade. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to take a small brush and I'm going to just take some of the product and I'm going to just apply it right on the under eye. You can go in with a puff too, but I find that this kind of gives it a more natural effect. It doesn't look too like, whoa, heavy or too powdery. So I would just go in with a fluffy small brush and then you can go in and, you know, apply that. And I feel like it does give you a nice little bit of brightness. Now, if you want it to be more bright, you can go in with a puff and bam, you will have more of that brightness. But I just find that going in with a brush for me works the best, especially because I already go in with loose powder because I have to set the under eyes because I will crease no matter what. So I just find that going in with a fluffy brush to further add some brightness to that under eye will definitely help without it looking overdone or cakey. And you can see, look at that. This shade Banana is so pretty and I like how easily it blends. It doesn't look heavy or cakey on the skin, like it just looks perfect. So that's always a plus. I would say definitely check these out. They have several new shades and I think these are so worth it. Like I said, if you want more of a natural touch of brightness, go in with a fluffy brush. If you want more intense, go in with a powder puff and you'll get the great results. The only negative thing I will say about this is that this did come with a little like square puff or like rectangular puff. I was not the biggest fan of it. It made those under eyes look intense, and I actually posted a short video on that here on YouTube Shorts, and at first I was like, ooh, this may not work, but then when I went in and fixed it and used a fluffy brush, it looks so much better. So it's just really how you apply it, but I would not recommend the little puff that comes with this. It's not ideal. I feel like I always prefer, if I use a puff, something like this where it can really angle and get in there. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the next thing, and that is bronzing and contour. So Morphe came out with these new shape lifter sticks. These are like micro pencils, and you know what? It's so funny because these remind me a lot of those eyeshadow sticks. And I remember when eyeshadow sticks started to really like be trending, a lot of people would use the brown ones to kind of do like their full face, like do a bronzer, do whatever, you know, to like a multi-use product. So Morphe probably saw that and was like, you know what, let's just come out with these micro ones, you know? So I have here two shades, and I have here one that's more cool tone for like contour, this one right here, and that one is in the shade Enhanced. And then I have here the warmer one that's great for bronzing. You can see the difference. That one is in the shade Refined. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to do the shade for bronzing to warm up the face. And these are so precise, which I really, really enjoy. Then I'm gonna go in with the contour shade, and I'm gonna apply it right here to add a little bit of some shadow. And then I'm gonna do the one that I use for bronzing. I feel like I like more so of a bronzing color when I do my nose. That may be a little skinny mini nose, but we'll figure it out. And I'll take a little bit of the contour and go over that just to like snatch it. These are so creamy, like they're very, very creamy products, very easy to blend. I was very excited to mention these. I almost forgot them in my video. I'm like, oh wait, I need to add these. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush. My go-to brush to blend out my bronzer and contour is always the Morphe L'Oreal brush, A58. And I'm just going to add that warmth back into the face after going in with foundation. Same thing on the chin. Then I'm gonna take a little bit more of a precise brush to blend out the contour down here, and then go in with a bigger, fluffier brush to diffuse it a little bit more. It's just gonna create that shadow down there. And I like to go a little bit lower because up here I'll go in with the blush, which we're about to try a new blush too. And then I'm gonna go in with a blending brush to blend out the nose contour. Morphe really did that with their contour stick. Now we're gonna go in with NYX's new Fat, what do they call it? Fat Cheeks. So they have like the fat oils and now they have the ones for the cheeks. And the one that I picked up is in Fig Fizz. I really like this color because I think it's a very wearable shade, very easy to wear shade. And these are very, very customizable. Like they're not super intense right off the gate, which is good. Like they're more of like you can build up your coverage, whatever you want or whatever that looks like for you. So that's what it looks like. These are very hydrating and they claim to have like a dewy finish, which at first, as somebody with oily skin, I was like, wait, dewy? I don't need any more dewiness. But they're not as dewy as I thought they would be, which is good. I feel like anybody can wear these. Doesn't have that intense dewiness. I feel like it's like a little like glow from within, you know? And it just looks really nice. And it's a great way to like add color back into the face, which is always a plus. And I do want to give a quick shout out to the fact that the foundation does a good job of things layering really nicely on top. So that just works well. But these blushes are really pretty. Again, just very customizable. Because they are that liquid formula, I always am a little hesitant. I'm like, wait, are they gonna be extremely pigmented where I'm gonna regret applying 2 dots? But no, I feel like these are much more customizable, much more buildable. So that's really nice. And you get a really pretty blush effect without, you know, going overboard if you don't want to go overboard. They have very unique shades, which I think is also cute and fun. But this one was the shade that I was like, okay, this is the one that I'll probably use the most out of all the shades they have. Okay, so we're gonna start off with lip liners. And I have 2 lip stains. I have one affordable one. I'm pretty sure this Wet n Wild one is maybe like $5. And then of course the Huda Beauty one, pricier. But I wanted to kind of put them side by side, you know? Let's see how they do side by side. So I'm gonna start off with the Huda Beauty. My favorite one from the Huda Beauty has been the shade Cinnamon. And again, with these, you've gotta work in sections. I did a full review on these and I can say they're still doing well. The best bet for you, if you feel like they may feel like they're drying down or drying out, put them facing down on your vanity or wherever you may keep them. Put them facing down and you will get more product. Okay, so I have that. And let me actually put this closed before I go in. And then I'm just gonna kind of blend it out. Then I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild lip liner in the shade I'm Blushing. I would say these probably are the most comparable in color. Now, they're not the same color, but they're comparable. And I do feel, I will be very honest, the Wet n Wild ones are more pigmented, in my opinion. Also like the fact that, do you hear that? Like you're able to really get more product out of it. You don't have to go in and have them like sitting like this. Like you just get more product from it. Also, easy to blend, in my opinion. Then we have a new lippy by Milani. I'm gonna be using the shade Flushed right here. I love Milani's lippies. These are so long wearing. They're like your traditional lipstick formula, but they literally wear so well, like for the whole day. Like you wanna know about like luxury on a budget? It's Milani's lipsticks. They're luxury on a budget brand. That's the lips. So this one again is one of their new shades in Flushed. And then we have the new 2 lip stain liners, one affordable by Wet n Wild and then one high end by Huda. And now we're gonna move on to one last product that I wanna talk about. And that is this right here. So Rare Beauty just launched fragrance. Now they have the full-size fragrance, which I think is a little over 1 ounce, which is standard, for $75, I want to say. Then they have the travel size for $30. Then they have this cute little set for $35. So you can get the set for $5 more. And in here you get the travel size, but you also get a mini bottle of the fragrance, which I think is the cutest thing ever. So if you're able to get your hands on this little set for $5 more instead of the travel size, I would say do it. So basically the top of this is caramel pistachio pink pepper. I love pistachio. I was thinking that I would be able to smell it more, but you don't really smell the pistachio like that. Then the heart of it is ginger, cocoa beans, and vanilla. I was also worried that you would be able to smell the vanilla a lot, and I feel like vanilla can be hit or miss, right? I feel like vanilla, like when you incorporate vanilla and you're like, is this gonna be like that generic like vanilla scent? No, 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 no. And then the dry is sandalwood, tonka beans, and skin musks. So I'm gonna spray this and I'm gonna describe it to you. This is like so beautiful. Like it's such a beautiful scent. It literally, like first whiff, you get that like spice. But then I feel like everything just comes together. You get a little bit of that spice, but you also get the freshness from the sandalwood. You also get a little bit of that caramel where it's not overpowering. And with that caramel, at the ending, I can smell that vanilla in there, but in a very soft way where it's not, again, too much. It's like the perfect mixture of like that warmth, spice, and a little bit of sweetness, but somehow there's some freshness in there, and I think it's the sandalwood that's adding that freshness. And also maybe the musk. I don't know what it is, but something ties it at the end where it's just a subtle fresh scent. Like a warm, subtle, fresh scent. Now, I will say with this one, I feel like for me personally, it lays on my skin and dries down to more so of a scent that I would like to wear in the evenings. This is a scent you can wear all throughout the day, don't get me wrong. Especially moving into fall and winter, we like more so of those warm, cozy scents. But this is just like, for me, I close my eyes and I just picture a chilly day, getting ready to go out to dinner. It's just like that perfect, sexy, like feminine, just very delicious scent. And it's not overpowering. Like you're not gonna like, I'm not gonna walk into the room and the first thing you're gonna be like, whoa, that heavy scent. No, it's very dainty and light, but you can still smell it. And this does wear for 12 hours, which I haven't tested it for the 12 hours. I'll have to do that and get back to you, bonitas. But I'm impressed. I'm really, really impressed. I also like the fact that the travel size is a spray. Now, I do wanna talk real quick about this mini. This is so cute, like on my vanity or my purse if I wanna take this on the go with me. And what makes this so special, if you do take this on the go, a lot of times those mini perfumes, you have to be very careful because it doesn't have like a stopper or anything where, you know, you go in and you just put it right onto wherever you're gonna put it. But this has a roller ball, which I think is so genius because it's gonna make sure it's not gonna create a mess. It's not gonna spill everywhere. You're gonna have a lot of control of you using the product and not using too much of it at once. Because sometimes, you know, with the minis, if they don't have a stopper or anything, a roller or anything, they can easily just go everywhere and you use way more than you want it to. So this will definitely last you a little bit. Not like a long time, depending on how you use it, but it'll last you more because it does have a roller ball on top where it can really control how much product comes out. Now, this one in here, you do get 0.16 ounces. So like I mentioned, very small, but I just think it's such a cute little touch. And I think for like $5 more, why not? And I just love minis. So this was so well thought out for me. I was like, Selena, y'all did that. Rare Beauty, y'all did that. This scent is so delicious. And something else I want to point out is they also came out with layering balms, lotions. So what is so cool about that aspect of it is that the layering balms are like this really nice balmy lightweight consistency. So you could apply it like here, you could apply it anywhere you're gonna apply the fragrance, and then you go in with the fragrance and spray, and it transforms the scent. So it really customizes it to whatever you may like. They have different ones. They have one that's rose, one that's vanilla. I forget what the other 2 or 3 are, but they're different scents. So it's kind of like perfect for the person who wants to customize this fragrance. Maybe they're not like a full lover of warm and spice. They kind of want to like customize it with something that's floral or something that's a little bit more fresh. You're able to do that with those balms, with those layering lotions. And also it makes sure that the scent lasts for longer. So if you're going to be going out to an event or you're going to be out all day, you really want your fragrances to stay on, those balms will be so good, the lotions. And they're small too, they're not super big, so you're able to like take them on the go with you and really customize your scent. So I think that's genius. It's so nice, I love it. Okay, bonita, so this is the completed look right here. with hair, makeup, fragrance on, y ya estamos listas. So I really hope that you bonitas enjoyed watching this full face of new makeup, new beauty products I should say, because we did have fragrance involved in here too. But let me know your thoughts. What are you interested in? What are you like, I can pass on that? Or like, what are some items that you would recommend me checking out in future videos so that I can give you my thoughts before you guys go out and purchase? Because you guys know I always like to be as helpful as I can for mis bonitas when it comes to these new products, because there's so much coming out constantly. So I always want to give you guys my in-depth, honest thoughts. But overall, I like how everything worked. Everything I feel like worked together very nicely. So that's a great thing. So again, let's go ahead and start a conversation down below in the comment section. Let's chat. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your recommendations. So I will go ahead and see mis bonitas very, very soon for a brand new video. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. And also give this video a big thumbs up. And I will see you bonitas very, very soon. Adios.